How bad could it get?
I mean, it certainly could get very heated for Facebook, not just with the FTC, but with a lot of other lawmakers who are calling on Zuckerberg to testify soon in front of Congress, which he is agreeing to. This is a really interesting point, though, that I think Facebook might argue in this case, which is that this FTC didn't really enforce this consent decree. Once they had this agreement with Facebook in 2011, there was not a lot of follow-up to make sure that Facebook was following the rules. And this problem that Cambridge Analytica exploited, whereby people giving their information to an app developer would also give information on their friends, that was something that was fairly routine and visible in Facebook's policies for that whole time.
So Facebook is going to argue that a government agency told it to abide by certain rules, but then didn't enforce those rules. So why should Facebook be to blame? Sarah, that sounds just a little twisted to me.
Well, I don't know for sure that they will argue that. But, you know, when the laws are made and then they abide by them in certain ways, but not in other ways, you know, it is up to the agencies to enforce them, but it is also up to Facebook to abide by them. This is something that you know, they are realizing now that they have a major breach of trust with their users, and that it's on them to work through that. But I do think that will come into the conversation as to why they're just talking about this now.
We're just getting a headline, in fact, that a US judge has panned the Facebook argument over biometric data consent. That just crossing the Bloomberg. So perhaps Facebook needs to go back to the drawing board with its arguments.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
At the same time, we are now seeing Facebook actually take some action, right? Some new privacy setting tools. How's that coming out?
So I reported yesterday that Facebook is doing a full review on every team for every product to try to figure out what data they're actually using and if that data is necessary to make their product good for users. I think there's a lot of confusion right now from users about why Facebook has all this data, whether they actually need it. Is this data that they're selling to advertisers? They don't actually sell your data to advertisers, but they do use it to create a profile of you whereby advertisers can then target you. So it is all very complicated, and there's not a lot of visibility, and we may see many changes in the coming weeks to how Facebook thinks about data.